So, hello everybody, here we are back with SpaceCorp 2025 to 2300 AD, and we're going to take the first era, the Mariner's era, for another spin. Everything is set up, let's get going, let's see what our competition does, and he will place his first group on Luna. So what happens is, when there is no competition team present, and if it's a site with a discovery tile, sorry, it's a site with an empty explore box, which is the case, we place a competition team, and if none are available, instead draw and place a discovery tile. So there is a team available, so we are going to place the team. So far, this is still unclaimed. We can still go there and do stuff. They're not getting anything for just being there. So we've got move 1 and move 1 from the infra slot. First action is always to do a little bit of research, and we are going to take 2 cargo pods. We are then going to replenish the offering. And since we have 4 or less cards, 4 or fewer cards, I'm going to draw 1 more card. So now I've got 4 cards. And it is our friend, the competition. Offers 2 and 3. So offer 2 and offer 3. And since this one is an upgrade card, he gains 1 profit. We're going to replenish the offering. And now we can see what we can do. We have a possible move of 5 altogether. Moving is nice, but we also want to build. So what we're going to do is we're going to move. Moving from Earth takes 3. 1 to lift off, 2 to beat Earth's gravity brings us to 3. And then landing on lunar Lagrange point 5 is going to be a total of 4. So we're going to spend 1, 2, 3 plus the one from here, 4. And we're going to go to this Lagrange point. And we're going to draw 1 card because we are down to 4 or less. Let's see what our competition does. And he says, let's go to Solar LP2. Solar LP2 is here, and it's a Lagrange point, and there's no one present there, so he's going to just place his cube there. So now it's us, and what we are going to do is we're going to build a spaceport. And we're going to draw a card. Next up is the competition. Oh, actually, we are allowed to perform a free team transport, and free team transport needs to include 1 spaceport, doesn't it? That's the one that I always find. The team must begin a site with 1 of your bases. The team may travel any distance but must end a site containing 1 of your bases, and at least 1 of those 2 bases must be a spaceport. Yep. So we're going to pull these ones in here as well. Okay, so now it is... Did I draw a card? Let's just say we did. No, I don't think I did, so now I'm going to draw my card, and now we're going to see what the competition does, and he goes to Solar LP4. That's over here. Okay. We have a hack. What does hack do? We have the edge card hack, which allows us to play when the competition card is revealed, discard that card without effect, and draw another. I don't know if we want to do this though. I'd much prefer to do a research action. And we could play this card. Or we're going to do a research of 2, just using... What are we going to do? Okay, we're going to play this card, which gives us Research 2 plus, combine it with the Research 2 from our HQ, gives us Research 4, and we can draw 4 cards, or up to 4 cards, from either the offering or from the top of the draw deck, or a mixture of both. We're going to draw from the top of the draw deck 4 cards, and we get 4 really good cards. And now it is the competition, and the competition has 1 discovery and 1 contract. And contract 6. Now the discovery action works as follows. If there are 1 or more explorable sites that are occupied by a competition team, draw and place a discovery tile at the one with the highest ID number. There is only one where we have a competition tile, where we have a discovery tile, so we're going to draw this for Luna. And we draw a natural wonder. Put the competition team on the tile and award any discovery profit to the competition. So they get 2 profit. 1, 2. And now we also have a contract which they put dibs on, which is contract number 6. So now we've fulfilled what they were going to do. We are going to first of all, we're going to put this into the infra slot. Sorry, that's the wrong one. We're going to upgrade our infra. And that's all we're going to do. And we are now going to let our competition take a turn, and he's going to go to Luna LP5, which is where we are, so we discard this card because we've already got a base, so he can't do anything there. So he's going to take Luna or Solar LP2. Luna LP2 is Luna LP4, Luna LP5. Sorry, Luna or Solar LP2. Okay, he's on Luna, and there is a competition team present, and there is a site with a discovery tile there already. Remove the team and place a competition base. So we remove the team. We're going to draw blindly one of these bases, and it's a spaceport. We place it, and now we have to see what happens when they place this. And the spaceport, when they place it, does nothing. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, so now it's us. And we are going to move. And we are going to move to Solar Lagrange point 2. And this is going to take us 1 to lift off, 1 to cross the void, and 1 to land. So that's 3 move points. Starting from a spaceport always gives you a +2 to movement, so we only have to cover 1 movement point. We have this in our HQ, so we're just going to go there without even having to play a card. And since we get free movement as well, we are going to... No, we're not. We're just going to leave everybody where they are, so let's see what happens. They're going to go to North Mars. And now it's us, and we are going to build... And we have 1 build here in the offering, in the HQ, and we're going to play 1 more. And we're going to build, lo and behold, another spaceport. And now we have 4 cards, which means we get to draw 1 more card. Next up is the competition. The competition gets to go to Halley's Comet. We are going to move. We're going to move to Solar Lagrange point 5. 1 to lift off, 1 to cover the void, 1 to land, means we need 3 points, 3 movement points. We get 2 from being on a spaceport, plus 1 from our HQ, so we get to cover this distance without even having to pay any cards. Now, the competition will take offers 1, 2, and 3, and he will get profit for every single research card, but there aren't any, so that's good. But we might end up with him actually drawing an edge card. Let's hope for the best. Nope, and nope. And we really want this research card. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take a research action, and we're going to take these 2 cards, and we're going to replenish the offer. And now the competition is going to discover on Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet is E1, and that is nothing really, abundant ores. He doesn't get any benefits from this on this turn. We're going to build on Solar Lagrange 0.5. And what we're going, so that's build cost 2. And we're going to take this card, which allows us to build for 2. And what are we going to build? Now this is going to be interesting. We are going to build a research facility, I believe. Yes, we're going to build a research facility because this allows us to get 1 more card from the offering. And we are going to take processors. And we're going to move these guys over here for free movement. And that's the end of our turn. The competition strikes, and he will try to do something on Lunar Lagrange 0.5, which he can't because we've got something there. Lunar LP4. He's going to go there. Okay. However, I forgot something. We have 3 Lagrange bases. So we get 3. Profit 1, 2, 3. We fulfilled a contract. Woohoo! So now it's us. We are going to upgrade our infra. And it's the competition. Whoops. And the competition will be taking offers 1 and 3 and will gain 1 profit for it because one of them was an upgrade card. So let's see what happens when we replenish. Jeanette, we want this one. And okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a research action and we're going to take these 2 cards. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's okay. Going to take these 2. And we're going to replenish. And I'm going to tell you why we did this. Because there is a contract which you can get if your genetics work has progressed by 2 increments. And you can do this by playing these cards. And there are only 2 cards with the genetics ability in the base game for mariners. So once you have these 2 cards, you can play them one after the other or at the same time if you've got them both to get this this contract. And what is he going to do? He's going to go to Sisyphus. It's nice. So So we're going to first of all play this, and we're going to advance our genetics ability by 2, and we're going to claim the genetics contract, which gives us 2 profit, 1, 2. So we're now at 5, and we have 2, 4, 5, 6 cards, so we don't get to draw any cards. Next up is our competition, and the competition will do 1 discovery. The one with the, was it the highest ID? I believe so. Let me check. And place the discovery tile at the one with the highest ID. So we have 13 is North Mars and 10 is Sisyphus. So that would be North Mars. North Mars gets a discovery tile and they get 1 profit for this. So we're now tied at 5. And they also get dibs on contract 5, but I've already claimed contract 5, so that's not going to happen. So now it's us. We should start doing intelligent things. Is there anything over here that I would like? Not really. Okay. We're going to fly to South Mars. That's 1 to lift off, 3 to cover the void brings us to 4, 1 to land is 5, plus gravity is +1 is 6. So we have 3 movement points over here. And we get 5 from the Lagrange point that we're on. So we're going to play this card. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. And we've landed. And these guys are going to move for free over here. Okay, and the competition is going to do 1 discovery. That's easy. He's going to do this on Sisyphus. And we don't even have to think about it. And he gains 1 profit for this. He can't do the contract 5 because we've already claimed that one. We're now going to explore. We have 2 on the board for this. So we're going to draw an exploration tile. And it is exotic elements. And we're going to get 1, 2 profit for this. And it makes the base even more expensive. Now building the base costs 7. That's a lot. Yeah, these guys are going to fly over here. Next up is the competition, and the competition is going to go to North Mars, which is where they already are. So now they are going to draw a, that's not something that's valid. That's a refinery. When they draw a refinery, the competition gains X, yes. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have a p-value, okay. So we just place it randomly. But they have placed, and this is something that I'm not quite sure, because it says here, remove the team, place a competition base, and randomly draw a competition base and place it at the site. If the base meets all build requirements for the current era, apply the competition base match event. Okay, so that didn't happen, but they placed it now. They have got the first base on Mars. However, they didn't claim the contract. So I'm just wondering how this works. I would say I have to now say that they got the contract and that they gain 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to play it this way. Maybe in the rules, maybe I just overlooked it. Okay, so that contract's gone. So now it's us. And we are going to... we're going to build a base, and that's going to cost us 7 now. 2, 4, 6, and 7 from the offering, and it's going to be a refinery. And we draw 1 card. So when we do this, we build a refinery. And now we get +2, +1 from the profit, from the produce. So basically, if you put a refinery on it and you do a produce action, you produce X plus 1. Okay, so now it's the competition. And he says he's going to do something on South Mars, but we say, no, you're not, because that's where we are. So we're drawing another card. It's Office 2, 3, 4. Let's see. We've got Sabotage. And Sabotage allows us to... okay. Office 2, 3, and 4. He removes them, but he doesn't get any profit for that, because none of them are produce cards. And I'm not too annoyed about this. So, I'm going to do a research action. I'm going to take this card and I am going to poach is what again? Am I going to take the poach card? Yes, I am. So we're going to refill this offering, replenish the offering, I should say. And I've got the Sabotage, and I can remove one team from a place. And I'm so going to. I'm going to remove these guys. And then I'm going to, yeah, and that's all I'm going to do. No, and I'm going to move these guys here. And that's all I'm going to do. Okay, I have 4 cards, so I get to draw one more. And then they're going to get a Deimos. They're going to go to Deimos. Or Deimos. Did learn ancient Greek, I should be able to pronounce it. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to move to Sisyphus. And the move there is lift off one to cover the void, and 1 to touch down. So we don't have to play any cards for this, because we have this in the infrastructure, HQ. So we're here now, and that's all we're going to do. So we're now going to sit tight, and the competition is going to do 1 discovery with the highest, well, they only have 1, do they? Yeah, it's going to be Deimos. Sorry, you're staying here and you get a tile, and this tile gives you nothing. And then contract 1, so they're going to put dibs on contract 1. What was poach again? Okay, we are going to 2, 4, 5. We're going to do a research action. We're going to draw these 2 cards. Going to replenish the offer. And that's all we are going to do. And now the competition is going to do something on solar LP5, which they can't, because we've got a base there, or on solar LP4, which means they are going to build a base. And they're going to build a refinery. So, and the refinery, I think on a, yeah, does nothing. Now it's us, and we are going to build, and we're going to build on Sisyphus for 2, for 4. And on Sisyphus we are going to build a refinery as well. And That's all we can do. And now the competition strikes on South Mars, which is occupied by us, so nothing happens. Offers 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4, and we're looking for movement, and we have one card that actually has the movement. So he gains 1. He's now at 11. We replenish. Oh, I have Poach, and that allows me to play at the end of the competition offers action. Draw the top 2 non-edge cards off your discard pile. Do I want this? I actually do. So I'm going to play this card. I'm going to draw these 2 cards because this one is a move 3. And you can upgrade your... And it's a produce card, which we can also use. So that's cool. So now we're going to replenish the offer. And... Yep, very nice. So what we're going to do is, now we have to think about this carefully. First, I have 6 cards. I am going to do a research action. I'm going to take the processors and I'm going to take the construction rover. That's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to replenish the offer. And then we can see what the competition does. Solar LP2. No, that's ours. South Mars is also ours. Lunar LP4. Yeah, they're going to place a base. And it is that's not one that we can use in this era. It's industrial. But industrial, I think, doesn't do anything. No, but so they've placed this. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to go to Phobos. No, first of all, we're going to upgrade this. So now we have 3 upgrade slots, so we get this. We can claim this contract. And these guys are going to hop over to the spaceport. So now it's the competition, and he will do something on Solar LP1. He's going to go here. We are going to move here, lift off 2, because South Mars has gravity 1, so 2. No cost to cross the void, because Phobos is just around the corner, so we're going to touch down here, is 3. We have this in our infra, and that's all we are going to do. And next up is the competition, and the competition is going to go to Sisyphus, which he can't because we own it. So then he's going to do 1 discovery. Nope, but he could do contract 6. No, he can't do that either. So in this case, we just keep drawing cards. Offers 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and if it is produce, he would gain profit, but he doesn't because there is no produce. So we're going to replenish all of this. Oh, it's an edge card. It's 2. Okay, so first of all, we deal with this edge card. Intercept. If played by... The competition takes another turn after this one. Woohoo! Okay, and then salvage. The competition gains 1. So he takes another turn straight after. Can we do anything against this? Do we have any edge cards? No, we don't. Okay, so Solar LP2. Or North Mars, no. 1 discovery and no. Contract 6. Solar LP2 North Mars, no. 1 discovery and contract 1. Okay, he's going to get contract 1. First produce action, and he gains 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. I wanted the first produce action, but, you know, that's fine. I am going to... I'm going to go to the asteroid belt from here. The void is lifting off as 1, covering the void is 3 plus 2 is 5, and setting down is 6. We need 6 movement. We have 5 here plus 2 from the Lagrange point, so we claim the first beyond. And that's all we're going to do. Next up is our competition, and our competition is going to take offers 3 and 4. Gains 1. We replenish this. Now, the game is over because we have run out of cards, but we still have 1 turn, and we're going to make the most of that 1 turn. And we can make the most by doing the following. We're going to play 2 produce cards, which allows us to produce across 2 sites. And we're going to produce here with the exotic element and refinery on South Mars and the exotic elements refinery here on Sisyphus. We get +1 to each of these produce values, so we get 4 profit in total, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are now at 14, and the competition is at, that should be, sorry, we're at 13 and the competition is at 15, and that's the end of the era. Because it says here, an era ends when 6 or more contracts have been fulfilled. That's not the case, we're at contract 5. I was going to build 1 more non-Lagrange base over here, but that wasn't meant to be. In which case we would have had the 6, or we would have had bases in 4 regions, and well, I suppose I actually fulfilled that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got bases in 5 regions. So I would have actually taken this one, and I would have gained this, but then the game would have ended sooner. So yeah, I didn't pay attention there. So and he's got 1, 2. He's got yeah. So the problem is sometimes you will overlook the fact that you have actually fulfilled a contract, but I would have only gained 2 with this either, 2 with this, so there wouldn't have been any difference to the final scoring. I'm just not sure. Yeah, maybe we would never have made it to the beyond. But that's essentially the end of this era. As you can see, or I hope you saw this, this game plays extremely quickly. The way the AI is implemented is very, very smooth. You just draw the cards and you just really only read the lower part, only this part down here. There's a glare. Next to the moon symbol, offers 3 and 4. And as you play, and when you play this the second time, even during the first run through, you will get the hang of this really, really quickly. So it's so naturally implementable, and you can just sail through this whole game very, very, very smoothly. I mean, I have played so many solo games that have fan-made variants that make a game soloable, that are only solo, like for example the State of Siege games, they're only solo, or where you can play solo but impersonate, as it were, 2 players, like in many deck builders, like the Legendary Encounters. You can, I guess, play them one-handed, but I find it quite difficult to believe that you can actually win them. I mean, I've never been able to even win Legendary Encounters Aliens with the expansion, no matter if I play one-handed or two-handed. But I think if I were to play two-handed, if I were to play one-handed, I would probably die on the first round or so. So it's not quite, but it's very difficult to play that one-handed. There are some scenarios in LOTR LCG that are very difficult, if not impossible, to win one-handed without cheating or making precautions. And then, of course, you have games that have a bot, and I will repeat this, and I know that I will get a lot of hate for this, but I don't think that everyone who's going on about how great the coin series is, I just don't feel it. To me, the coin series feels like someone saying, oh, we want to play this game solo, so we're going to come up with a way of playing it solo. But it's not really, for me, it wasn't playing a game. And it's quite interesting because I had this conversation with somebody because somebody posted on a Facebook page that they are so in love with the game Leaving Earth, which, of course, as you know, is one of my favorite games at the moment. And he wanted to know, were there any other fans out there? And I said, well, that I really, really liked it. And I thought it was really, really well implemented. And then this guy came in, he's like, no, it's terrible. And I said, okay, so would you like to elaborate on why it's terrible? Well, it's just sitting there and doing calculations, and that's boring. And I said, or you could say that this is extremely immersive, because I don't find it boring one bit. I think it's actually highly entertaining. Then again, you know, I'm a statistical linguist, and in my present work I spend a lot of time analyzing data. But I also build process maps for a living. So one would think that flowcharts and stuff like that would be very, very fun for me, but they're not, you know. Actually, I didn't like the fun in the coin game flowchart system that they use to implement an opponent. I just didn't think it was well done. And so this guy, when he looks at a game like Leaving Earth, he just sees the maths. He doesn't see the beauty behind the calculations, you know. And someone else was saying, you know, I was thinking about getting Comancheria, which I am going to get. I have actually ordered it and it's already on its way to me. And lots of people felt it's a good game. And then this one guy said, well, it's just a lot of die rolling and cards. He's probably right. There will probably be die rolling. I haven't looked at the rules yet, but I definitely know that there are cards. But for him, die rolling and cards do not constitute a game. So he was terribly annoyed by this. It didn't really work for him at all. Whereas I have to say, I don't mind die rolling, I don't mind cards, but Comancheria is a game that is designed for solo play. And here I think, because I have read a couple of reviews on Board Game Geek about this game here, where some people don't really like the game and they say, you know, it's very light. I'm not so sure how light it is in future eras, but I would say the base game, or well, the base game, the first era, is comparatively light. But I can't imagine how it plays when you're playing against or with multiplayer. But they were complaining that, you know, it's really just, you try to get your stuff and it's, you know, and if somebody else does something or takes a contract away from you, then you may lose. And I'm like, yeah, but that's probably something that can happen even in Snakes and Ladders or Ludo for that matter. If somebody is faster than you are in Ludo and manages to get all of his little guys where they should be, then, you know, before you do, you lose. So if somebody beats you to a contract, then yeah, they may have the upper hand. So I'm not quite sure what they were expecting, or if they thought it was too competitive, I don't know. But for a solo experience, where you don't play against time, which is what you do in Leaving Earth, where you have a series of missions and only so much time to complete them in, how to implement to play against someone is very, very difficult. And this implementation that you've seen here is just super elegant. It cuts down on the number of components, by really printing all of the information that you need for the solo AI onto the cards, and having these separate decks makes it possible to reuse the cards. So you cut down on actual, you know, cards. It makes it lighter. You have less weight, physical weight, which is always good, you know. But it just strikes me as so elegant. And I think that this idea of putting the AI onto the cards, which means you don't have to look at the bots, because I can't get over the bots in the coin series. You know, it was just so cumbersome. I'm not saying that they didn't put a lot of thought into them, but it was just terribly cumbersome to play with them. I think that there is a lot of potential in these mechanics, and I'm just wondering if they are planning on taking the mechanics and maybe using them, maybe expand this game beyond the base, where you have 3 eras, or if they are going to reuse this for some different type of game, because I see a lot of potential in there. Just from a mechanical point of view, from an AI point of view. So what I also like about it is it plays really quickly. I also noticed this about Leaving Earth. I can play Leaving Earth on hard mode, solo, base game only with Mercury expansion in about an hour or even less. And setup isn't really a problem either. So it's one of the ones where setup and teardown are really quick. And it is a very rewarding game. So of course now I've only played the first era, but I've played it 5 times, or 6 times, 5.5 times. So I will proceed to the next era. So I will play through one of the, through the marinas, and then take it to the next one to see how that plays. When you play them in sequence, then you get to keep stuff. So you get a legacy production that you can choose, and then move on. And we will see how that works. But I'm really looking forward to doing this, and I'm looking forward to taking you on that journey. And I hope you enjoyed this. Somebody asked me today, would I recommend the game? And yes, I would recommend the game if you are me. But I think don't listen to reviews, because the reviews that I read about this game were sometimes a bit strange. I mean, there was this one guy who said, oh, when he was playing it, he was instantly reminded of a game he really loves, and that's Merchants of Venus. And then he compares it to Merchants of Venus, and of course it compares apparently really badly, because a lot of the things that Merchant of Venus does, and I've never played the game, but this guy has, this game doesn't do. So he's now not liking this game, Space Corporations, because he says it's not like Merchants of Venus. Now I'm not quite sure if Mr. Butterfield wanted to re-implement Merchants of Venus, and if he wanted to do it, then maybe he didn't do such a good job. But, you know, reading a review is never the same as actually watching a game played. And there are plenty of playthroughs. There's one by Jeff D. He uploaded the first one, I think, yesterday. And I really like it as well. Go out there and watch playthroughs, because a review is never going to actually show you how a game feels when it's played. And I think that is what we should all base our decisions on. How does a game feel when it's played, and not what does another person think about it. If you can get both, then that's fine. But it's really, a game needs to be played in order for us to understand if we like it or not. Just like, yeah, a book needs to be read in order for us to know if we like it or not. So, okay, some ramblings, and I wish you a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.